Program time, program time, program time. Yes, today we are swapping it out. As you can see, I'm doing the kettlebell rack squats. But yep, we're swapping it out for the sixth time. Yes, first we're going to swap out scrolling at night for meditation. Sometimes you have to put that phone down. You got the light shining in your face. Your brain is telling you to keep swiping with your thumb. Sometimes you just have to sit there and think. When you sit there and think, you come up with all type of ideas, all type of things that can better yourself. You start thinking about your goals. You start thinking about your priorities. You start thinking about stuff that can help you. It is informational stuff on the net, but more than likely we are scrolling looking at BS. Let's just keep it 100. Also, we're going to swap out holding a grudge for forgiving, but not forgetting. Yeah, it takes too much energy just to be mad at somebody. That doesn't mean we have to be your friend. We could be cordial or whatever, but remember, I will not forget what you did. I just know I got boundaries and I'll just move a certain way. But I'm not about to just be walking around mad, using all my energy just because, you did this, you did that. Hey, life is too short. Hey, I'm going to let it go, babe, but I'm not going to forget. Swap out owing a debt for paying it off. If you owe somebody, man, pay that person. Why you want to run around owing somebody? Hey, we are grown-ups. Hey, and even if you're not a grown-up, you are a human being. If you owe somebody, pay them. If you owe the tax people, pay them. If you owe for rent, pay them. If you owe anybody the car dealership, pay them. Pay it off. Because you're running around going to restaurants, going to the mall and having fun with the money. Just pay it off. The fun ain't going nowhere. But the debt, the debt will follow you everywhere you go. So it's best just to pay it off. We're going to swap out ball till you fall for save so you're safe. People always say ball till you fall, spinning. Life is too short. Yeah, life is too short, but you also want to save to be safe. You know why? Because the people that don't save, they always end up asking somebody to borrow something. And that goes back to what I just said. You owing people, you got to pay it off. You know what? Hey, thank God I never had that problem. I never asked to borrow because I'm saving, so I'm safe. You could call it cheap, call it budgeting, call it what you want. Hey, but I know I ain't calling nobody to ask to borrow anything. We're going to swap out, cut the middleman off and do it yourself. What I mean by that is, like, for example, if you can wash your own car instead of going to the car wash, do it. If you can do your own hair instead of having somebody else do it, do it. Sometimes we got to cut the middleman off just to save us a little something. It's understandable if you can't do it and you need somebody else to do it. But if you can, just do it. Like if you could clean your own house instead of hiring a maid, just clean your own house. It's 24 hours in a day. We just have to find our time to do stuff. If you don't know how to cook and you hiring a chef, figure out how to cook. Trust me. It's always good to have all type of abilities to do stuff, even if you have the money or the means just to pay it off, it's still cool to just know how to do things. And just learn it. We're going to swap out a bitter baby mama and a bitter baby daddy for coexisting for the kids. Look, the kids are so innocent. Kids have nothing to do with it. Sometimes you got to let that hate go. Think about the kids. When a healthy relationship, the kids won't wake up with that trauma or grow up with that trauma. Kids don't like to see their parents argue. And we got to be fortunate that the kids do have a mother and father, because sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes a parent might be deceased, or, a parent might be incarcerated, or whatever the case may be. But look, if we both can coexist with each other for the kids, I feel like we should do that. Put all your differences to the side and just do it. It's perfect, it's healthy, and, it doesn't take that much, Gotta let that hate go. And next, we are swapping out being a crazy ex for moving on. Hey, brothers and sisters, you gotta let that go. What's in the past, what's in the past. That's why it's called being a ex. Ex mean, let it go and move on to the next. Let that person live in peace. Stop worrying about who that person is with or who that person is messing with, or X, Y, and Z. You got to let that go. It takes too much energy to even keep up with the next person, especially when we are grown-ups and we have priorities in life. If we can't make that a priority to be worried about what the next person is doing, it's not healthy, it's not good, and it's not good for your mental health. It's going to hold you back, and it's going to hold back your blessings. It's plenty of fish out there in the sea, and trust me, it's somebody out there for you. So you got to let that go. Let them move on. Now we're going to swap out entertaining negativity for feeding your brain positivity. Hey, trust me, when you feed your brain positivity, you bring out the best version of yourself. It's so much information that we got to retain. There's so much information out here. The negativity just puts you in a deficit and it holds you back. It holds you back. It doesn't get you nowhere. I mean, it's cool to get a little laugh here and there, but when you just kind of flooding your brain with the negativity, it's not getting you anywhere. So, we got to feed ourselves positive stuff. And, like pick up a book and read or look at informational podcasts or look at the news or, look at anything. But the negativity, I know the negativity sells. I know positive is boring, but hey, we got to check ourselves sometime. We got to hold ourselves accountable for that. All right, next we're going to do living for social media for living for yourself. Hey, what I mean by this is like sometimes people feel like, oh, if it's not on social media, it's not relevant. Like some people would take a picture and they'll just go post it. They feel like, okay, the reason I'm taking this picture so I could go post it. The reason I'm taking this video so I could go post it. Like you'll go on a vacation and you feel like you got to go post it. Sometimes you don't have to post it. Sometimes you could just live for yourself. Just know like you did it for yourself. You're not doing it for the social media aspect, just do things for yourself. Not for social media, because social media is not real. Social media would give you mental issues, for real. So sometimes you got to let it go and just live for yourself. We're going to swap out complaining about priorities to embracing them. We all complain about priorities, but you know what? Look, think about embracing them. Thinking about how cool it is that, oh, I can put gas in my car. Oh, I can pay my rent. I can pay my mortgage. I can pay my cell phone bill. Stop complaining about it and just do it, because sometimes people can't pay it. But look, think about if you was that person that can't pay it, but you're just complaining about paying it. If you have the chance and you have the opportunity and you have the means to pay it, just pay it and embrace it and be glad that you can pay it, because you don't want to be on the other side of the spectrum. All right, we're gonna swap out investing in substance to invest in your health. People swear like it's costs so much to just live a healthy life, but at the same time, it costs a lot to invest into these substances that people are taking, that we take every day. Oh, you want to go to the bar, you want to have a drink, you want to do this X, Y, Z. Yes, that costs a lot. You know what else costs a lot? That doctor bill. So, take care of yourself, take care of your health, and you will avoid a lot of them things. We're going to swap out taking life for granted for knowing that life is too short. Yeah, life is too short. So we got to stop taking it for granted. We got to embrace our loved ones. We got to do everything that we plan out to do. And we got to know, tomorrow's not promised. So just be glad that you woke up today and then take advantage of today. Make today a positive, not a negative, a positive. So, if you feel like you need to get right with your loved ones or whatever, do that. Hey, and I am out of here. You see me, I was getting that work in. Oh, look at all that sweat coming off that shiesty. Oh my God. Mr. Program Time, you guys have a wonderful day. Program Time, I'm out.